All right, I guess I'm on here. I have no freaking idea. This is just getting to be a pain in the ass. YouTube sucks. I'll come out and say it right now. YouTube, if you're listening, I don't give a shit. You suck. Cut me off, do whatever you want to do, but you suck. Just come out and admit it. This is ridiculous. I tried 4 times to do a stream, and I keep getting this message. Stream could not be created. Why couldn't the stream be created? I tried 4 times putting Strat-O-Matic in the title, and the stream could not be created. I put this other crap in the title, and the stream comes up. What the hell? Even got Tabby pissed off. So when Tabby's pissed off, then we're in big trouble. All right, enough of that rant. But it is frustrating. It is very frustrating. I'm not going to lie. All right, so 1987. Hello, John. Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, I tried to do a stream, and I kept getting this message saying stream could not be created. I tried 4 times using Strat-O-Matic in the title, and it didn't come up. And then I put this other thing in the title, and it comes up. So maybe you have to do something. You have to do something to do, because YouTube's a piece of shit, basically is what it is. I'm just going to say it out plain. I'm tired of mincing around. I'm 60 years old. I'm retired. I don't give a crap what anybody thinks. Nobody pays my bills but me. I did that RJL. I closed it down and did it again, and it still came up that way. The only thing that changed was I changed the title from Strat-O-Matic to YouTube is bleeping crap. And it came on because of that. So go figure. Anyway, try to get back to a positive state of mind here. It's going to take me a second to do so. Even got Tabby riled up and she left. So anyway, we're at game 252. I apologize, folks, for the I may have to start doing that, John, because this straight to YouTube thing is not working very well at all. I can see that now. Either use OBS or something, because I have to do that. Straight hitting on YouTube to go live is just not working anymore. It's just not working for me whatsoever. I get too many errors. I get the circle in the sand from Belinda Carlisle when my internet's good. So just different things are happening. So this might be the last video I do through YouTube Live. I may have to go off and find another source of some, StreamYard, OBS, XSplit, something. I might do something. I don't know, because I can't go through this all the time. It's just too frustrating to sit there and having to retype the title in 4 or 5 times. Yeah, I know it costs money. That's why I don't do it, because I'm cheap. Yeah, Bob, it definitely is. But when you keep getting this message here about stream could not be created, it ticks me off, to say the least. All right, enough of that. Let's get to the game. That's why I came on here, was to play this 1987 game. Wasn't planning on doing a game at noon today, but I did see a message from Uncle Ron on Facebook that he was not streaming today for whatever reason. Don't remember the reason. Don't know if it was health or if he just had a personal reason. So I figured since noon is cleared up, and people like to have something during their lunch break, we'll go ahead and do this, even though I just finished the 62 stream not that long ago. All right, so we're at New York at Oakland. Game number 252 was played on May 18th. Oakland Coliseum, singles are 1-3 left and right. Homers are 1-5. Oakland comes into the game 21-15, first place in the American League West. The Yankees come up 23-14. They are tied for first place in the American League East. Kurt Young is on the mound for the Oakland A's, a left-hander. He is 4-2. Tommy John, a left-hander for the Yankees. He is 2-2. And with all this going on, I didn't get a chance to bring up Strat-O-Matic, so I can score the game as I play it and give you stats. See, YouTube just throwing me off completely with their crap. So, oh well, what are you going to do? What can you do but get around it somehow? All right, so we'll bring up the Strat-O-Matic computer and get this under roll. I went ahead and went with basic dice. I think I like the red, white, and black combination. It seems to look better than a lot of times that I see on here. So for me, I'm thinking maybe that's the best way to go. Keep it simple, stupid, using the acronym there. So Kurt Young, let me get his full statistics for you. Despite the fact he's 4-2, we need the ERA and everything else along here. He's 4-2, ERA of 2.66, 51 innings pitched, 41 hits, 12 walks, 31 strikeouts. He had a 4.08 real world ERA, so he's doing much, much better in the replay than he did in real life. But I mean, there's a long way to go. He had lots of starts. He had, well, I don't know how many starts he had, but he had a bunch. I can look it up real quick, see how many starts he had. Let's see here. Does it say how many starts he had? I don't see where it says how many starts he had. This is 87. They don't put that information on the card for some reason. They do now, but they didn't back then. So I don't know how many starts he had. Real world without looking it up. Let's see your actual. Okay, he had 31 starts. This is start number 9. Or maybe start number 8. I think it's start number 8. No, this is start. Yes, start number 8, I'm pretty sure. So he's got a lot of starts to go. Ricky Henderson hitting .313, 5 homers, 17 driven in. And let me get to where I can see what you guys are seeing so I can tell if there's any technical issues going on. This is so frustrating sometimes. But what are you going to do? Except deal with it. That's all you can do, is deal with it. Hey, Kevin. Well, hope your wife is doing okay. Hope her surgery goes okay. All right, so Ricky Henderson will start us off. We're underway finally. 210. Ricky Henderson. That's a ballpark blast on the first roll of the dice. It's only a 1-5 though, so that's going to be a deep fly to left in Oakland Coliseum. Cost yet another home run to a batter. One away for Willie Randolph, second baseman. Randolph is hitting .299, no homers, 15 driven in. That's a 1-3 against the lefty, and that's a fly ball to right field. 2 down. 2 up and 2 down, and that's going to bring us to Don Mattingly. First baseman. Mattingly is hitting .288 on the replay, 5 homers, 23 driven in, so he's underperforming big time. 2-11, and that's a line out to first base. So 1-2-3 inning for Kurt Young. He takes care of the Yankees. They're gone. So now we go to the bottom of the first. And Alfredo Griffin, the batter. Tommy John on the replay. Let's finish putting Mattingly's numbers in the Strat-O-Matic computer. All right. Tommy John on the replay is 2-2 with a 2.81 earned run average. So he's obviously doing better too because he had a 4.03 in real world. 2.81 ERA, 42 innings pitched, 40 hits, 12 walks, 12 strikeouts. And Alfredo Griffin, the shortstop, will lead off for Oakland. He is hitting .254. No homers and 7 driven in. He hit .263 real world. Yes, Jeff, we are live finally. YouTube has finally allowed me to do so. But if I go to, this is the message I was given 4 times on the Strat computer. Let me get the ring out of there. Saying stream could not, make it clear here. This ring off of here. Can I get this to stay steady? Hold on. Kind of focus is not really good on this, I don't think. Let me turn around sideways, see if that helps. No, that makes it worse. Even this is messed up. I can't even get this to work right. It says stream cannot be created. Try again or finish. I went through that 4 times with Strat-O-Matic in the title of the stream without it working. I put in a very negative, semi-explicative title and it shows up. Now, I don't get that. I didn't do anything differently on the 5th try than I did the other 2 times. So I don't know why it would do that, but it's just a frustrating thing is all I can say. I did now, yes. It's doing now, yes. On my 5th attempt, yes. And I shut down YouTube, brought it back up, still didn't help. The only thing that changed that made it work, and I don't know, I'm sure it's just purely coincidental, is that I took the Strat-O-Matic, my normal Strat-O-Matic title out of it and just put that YouTube is bleeping piece of crap, and it comes up. So anyway, I don't get it, but I might have to start using a secondary outlet like someone was saying, either StreamYard or OBS or something, because going straight from live on YouTube through the YouTube app is just through the YouTube computer is just not working well for me. All right, anyway. That's all right, Kevin. We'll get by. We'll make it. It's not life or death, that's for sure. When there's a will, there's a way. We'll find an alternate. Here's Alfredo Griffin, 4-7. That's a single 2 stars off Tommy John. And Griffin can get the lead 2 through 10. That's pretty much going to be automatic, unless we roll 11 or 12. And we don't. But that's a 2. That means it's a chance of a balk on Tommy John. But he has a 0 balk rating, so he will not balk. But that means Alfredo Griffin could never establish a lead. Yeah, Mike, I downloaded XSplit and used it a little bit. I've got the free version, and I was practicing on doing some screenshots in Strat-O-Matic and some other things, but it came out a little blurry. I was disappointed in. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was disappointed because I wasn't getting a clear resolution on the screen. It was like it was a little fuzzy, and no matter what I did to adjust it, I couldn't do it. I asked Uncle Ron about it. He said, well, if you do the paid version, you get up to 4K. So maybe, but that's $60 a year. I don't know if I want to pay $60 a year. Don't know if it's worth it because I do, but I might have to. I don't know. If this is going to keep up like this, I don't know what else to say. All right, here's Carney Lansford on the replay. He's hitting 280, 6 homers, 25 driven in. That's a 2-6 left-handed. That's a single to center field. So we got first and second with nobody out. They're not going to run. Well, Ricky Anderson has a +2 arm. Let's see, 1-14. Being held is 1-13. +2 is a 1-15. They're going to send him 1-15. And if they want to throw through, that means Lansford would take second base. So I think Ricky's going to just eat that and allow Griffin to go to third base. They want to keep the double play in order. So runners are at the corners with nobody out now. And Carney Lansford can now get the lead with a 2 through 5. Whoa, we got hopping. Even when I try to get the lead, I got hopping dice. What's up with that? I got everything going on. Maybe I need a new dice tower. I don't know. 11, no, nothing's going on there. So it's just a fiasco. And I like order. I don't like chaos. Except when I'm playing Demolition Lake, then I like chaos. All right, here's Jose Canseco. Canseco on the replay hitting 286, 9 homers, 22 driven in. The Yankees playing back for the double play. 5-2. That's a ground ball first base C, but they won't get anything but a 1 out. So Mattingly's only play is to flip to Tommy John covering. Griffin will score, and Lansford will take second base. So an RBI ground out by Jose Canseco. As Mattingly flips to Tommy John for the out. 1 away. Lansford at second base now for Mark McGwire. McGwire hitting 262, 6 homers, 16 driven in. Uh, 1-8 is a left-hand. That's a ballpark blast for Mark McGwire, but that's a 19. He needed a 5 or less. So just a deep fly to left from McGwire. Wonder how many home runs McGwire might have hit had he not played his home games in Oakland. He had 49 as it was. He might have had 60 if he had played in, Boston or somewhere. All right, here's Ron Say. I'm not sure why the A's kept him around. He's obviously washed up, but they still kept him around. He's hitting a $143 with 1 home run. That's a 5-7, And that's a single to left field. Possible RBI single. Lansford a 13, not being held is a 14. 2 outs is a 16. Ward's a 0. 1 to 16, they're going to send him. Say running at 8 has no chance to take second on the play. So 1, let's calculate again, 1 to 15. I'm sorry, 1 to 16, he'll be safe. And he's out at the plate. How do you like that? Gary Ward threw him out, threw out Lansford, and blocking the plate with Skinner. We just saw Skinner's father in the 62 game. And now his son, Joel Skinner, is catching and blocks the plate. And they nail Lansford at the plate. But the Yankees do give up the 1 run, but that's all they give up. At least they kept things in a little bit more order. But Lansford out 7-2 if you're scoring at home. And we go to the top of the second now. Kurt Young is back out, and he'll be facing Winfield, Mr. May. Mr. May. And Winfield on the replay hitting .245, 6 homers, 22 driven in. 1-8, and that's a base on balls. So Winfield gets on, see if he's looking to get the lead. He needs a, well, he wouldn't be very good. 1 to 13, -3 be 1 to 10, being held be 1 to 8, so he's not going to go anywhere. And that'll bring up Gary Ward. Ward just threw out Lansford at the plate. He steps up hitting .221, 2 homers, 14 driven in. 6-5, that's a ground ball second base C. That'll move Winfield to second base, as Gallegos' only play was the throw to first. So kind of a pseudo sacrifice there by Ward. Hey, Mark. Tabby is doing fine. She was here and she went back in her other room. She'll probably be back before the game's over, I'm sure. Ron Kittle hitting .302, 6 homers, 17 driven in. 2-7, and that is a single. There's a anti-clutch there, but there's not 2 outs. So even though he's in scoring position, since there's not 2 outs, the single will stand. Single goes to center field. Javier is a -1 arm. Winfield 16, not being held, makes him a 17. The -1 drops him back to a 16. They will throw through because Kittle as a 9 cannot take the throw, advanced throw. So 1 to 16, he's in there. And he's in there. RBI single for Ron Kittle has tied this game at 1 apiece. Kittle, of course, does not run well at all. He will not be held. And here's Len Sakata. Sakata on the replay is hitting .242, no homers, 4 driven in. 2-3, and that is a ground ball first base A, but it's a split. So we come down here. 1 to 7 is a single. That's a 17. He's going to line it to short. That is out number 2. But it would have been a double play had been playing advanced. That ground ball A would have turned a double play. But in super advanced, he dropped down and take the 2 bottom results. And here's Joel Skinner hitting a .167, a homer and 7 driven in, which is better than he did in real world, because in real world he hit a .137. But he's up there with Kittle at first and 2 outs. 6-4. That's a ballpark blast, but again, it's only a 1 to 5, but that's a 3. But Skinner has weak power against lefties, so it will not be a home run. It will be a single 2 stars. And Kittle, even as slow as he is, will make third base. So runners are at the corners with 2 outs for Wayne Tollison, who at least for a few more days is the only shortstop on the Yankee roster. So hopefully he won't get hurt again. On the replay, he's hitting .207, 2 homers, 13 driven in. 2-8, and that's a walk. That's going to load the bases. Len Sakata is their emergency shortstop, but he's not rated to play short because they did not use him at short in 1987, but he's played short in the past. So here's Ricky Henderson, bases loaded, 2 outs. 1-1 tie. Kurt Young trying to get out of this. 1-6, he won't. Ricky Henderson, 1 to 8's a triple. That's a 2. It's a base clearing triple for Ricky Henderson. So the former Oakland A comes back to get his former teammates. A base clearing triple from Ricky, and the Yankees lead it 4-1. Hello, Midlife. And here is Willie Randolph. Willie Randolph with Henderson at third. Young trying to get out of this and keep it to a 4-run inning. 2-7, but he won't. That's a single to left field. Yet another run. It's 5 runs in the inning for the Yankees. They have exploded on Kurt Young. And now the 9th man to bat in the inning, Don Mattingly, is up. 1-6, and that's a 1 home run, but it's a 6 here, so it's a fly to right to end the inning. So the Yankees send 9 to the plate, and 5 of them score. You go to the bottom of the second, the Yankees all of a sudden have a 5-1 lead on the Oakland A's. And Tommy John has been given a good lead to protect. Maybe, I don't know. I don't see why you would think he would want his game to have exposure. Other people play Strat on here, and I don't see where they have a problem with it. But whatever. It didn't, and if there was a problem, the thing was YouTube didn't. If they would give me an explanation of what the problem was, I could be more understandable. When it just says you can't do it with no explanation, it just leaves me befuddled. Here's Mike Davis. He is hitting .325 on the replay, 9 homers, 23 driven in. 6-8, and that's a 1-14 single, but that's a 5, a base hit for Davis. I was thinking this might be a pitcher's game, but it looks like the batters are teeing off. Could be, Jeff. I might have. What I didn't use, I started out. I mean, it's implied, but I didn't actually use the words. All right, so Mike Davis. I'm too sophisticated to actually use the words. 2 through 5 to get the lead. Nope, not going to happen there. That's true, Todd B. I got to pay that $2 service. What do they call it? Not a service charge. It's a $2 processing fee. I got to pay a YouTube $2 processing fee. Joel, the Strat computer did not tell me he was fatigued, so I'm going to go with it that he's not. Here's Terry Stein, and I've got all the rules set up to be that way, but they're not showing up. 1-7 and that's a strikeout for Steinbach. 1 away. When I come back for the 3rd inning, I will see if it shows up as being fatigued, but I didn't remember seeing that message. Here's Stan Javier. He's hitting a .182, a homer and 4 driven inning at a .185 real world, so he's right on his pace. 4-12, switch hitter batting right-handed. Ground ball first base C, so it's a 3-1 put out. Davis will take second base, as Mattingly once again will throw to Tommy John covering for the out. And now the number 9 hitter, Mike Let Go Gallego, is up in a clutch situation. Gallego on the replay is hitting a .171, a homer and 3 driven in at .250 real world. 6-5, and that's a split chance. 1's a single, but that's an 18, so he lines it to Tollison at shortstop, and that's going to end the inning. So, nothing doing there for the Oakland A's. We go to the 3rd. And we're going to have Winfield, Ward, and Kittle lead things off for the New York Yankees. 3-6, and Winfield will draw a base on balls. And now the Oakland bullpen is starting to toss out there. And let's see, Dennis Lamp is their long relief pitcher. So Dennis Lamp is loosing in the bullpen. Lamp was 1-3 with 5.08 ERA, but he did pitch 57 innings, and he does have a 3 relief rating. So Dennis Lamp, they might have to turn the lamp on if Kurt Young can't get himself straight. Winfield will not be held. Here is Gary Ward. Let's get this light back on. 5-5 against the right-hander is another walk for Kurt Young. That's not a good way to stay in the game. Start walking, guys. He obviously is not sharp today. Maybe Maybe he wasn't ready to play. Maybe he should have got a message saying don't come out of the locker of the clubhouse because you're not ready. So here's Kittle. 4-10, and it's ground ball third base X. We are looking at Lansford. He's a 3-E-8. A's need a double play in the worst way. 3 and a 5. That's certainly not going to happen. He'd be lucky to get one out. Might be a G3 if he's lucky. 3 and a 5. 3 and a 5 is a G3 pound, but nobody's being held, so he'll at least get an out possibility, assuming there's no error. That's a 14, and he is an E8. E8, there's a 15, 16, 17, and 18, but no 14. So the only play for Lansford is to throw it to first. Runners advance, one base to go get in the scoring position. Infield will have to come in for Oakland as they face Len Sakata with the infield in. Hello, Jeremiah. Hello, Ronnie. Jeremiah, I got your rare play email charts. I've kind of skimmed through them a little bit, but I haven't really delved into them too much. Some of them look really detailed. I might try to draw some ideas off of those, but thank you for sending that, by the way. All right, here's Len Sakata. Len Sakata. 2-10. 2-10 is a foul out to the catcher, Steinbach, and that's out number 2. Now the infield can go back to normal. And Joel Skinner stepping to the plate. 4-9, and that's trouble. 1 to 14 is a double. That's a 16. It'll be a single, 2 stars. And that will be it for Kurt Young. Fatigue or no fatigue, no matter what the computer tells me, he's going to come out. He's giving up 6 runs. Let's see here. All right, so Winfield scores. I got my computer thing all messed up on the Strat computer. I skipped somebody's at bat or something. So I want to fix this. Hold on, folks. Let me fix this because somebody didn't get credited with something. I want to make sure I get it right. So I'm going to have to back out. Good thing for the delete last play or undo last play feature, because the Strat computer had me saying that Mattingly should have been leading off when obviously it should have been Winfield. So I've got to see what in the world. Let me go to my play-by-play and see what I did wrong. What I did. That's the only danger when you try to score and play at the same time. Sometimes you get a little messed up here. All right, so going back to the previous inning. Oh, I had Henderson's triple. I didn't put the triple in for Henderson. That's what it was. I did not put the triple in for Henderson. Okay, so that's what I got to do. Okay. I was wondering why it only says 2-1 on the scoreboard. I didn't even pay attention to that. So let me go back and undo the entire bottom of the second inning for Oakland so that I can get back to where I need to be. Temporary delay. I'm being as efficient as YouTube. I'm taking my cue from YouTube. I want to aspire to be as efficient as YouTube is efficient. That's my goal in life. Is to be as efficient as YouTube. All right, now we're there. All right, triple by Henderson, single from Randolph, and then he came up. That's why the computer didn't make him tired, because I never got this in the computer, and that's why I didn't see it being tired. That's where the whole thing got screwed up. But fortunately, the out that Mattingly had, none of the results that Young has had has been fatigue results, so that helped. Yeah, Canadian. Well, I don't know if I had a great title or not, but it's I don't know. Not much else I can say about it that I haven't already said. I think everybody knows my feelings towards that. All right, so now we start. Winfield walks, walk toward a 5-3 ground out. The runner's advancing. Then we had a foul out to the catcher. And then now Skinner gets a base hit. 4-9. I don't think that was what I had before. So trying to figure out. Ward 14. Did Ward score is the question. Or would he have scored? Well, let's find out. He's a 14. I'm trying to figure if it was a 2-star. I don't think it was a 2-star single, though. Oh, it may have been a 4-9 would have been down here. Would have been a 2-star single, so Ward does score. So it's actually now 7-1 because Ward did score. Okay, now we can bring in the new pitcher, Dennis Lamp. That'll be it for Young. He had a rough outing. So Dennis Lamp is going to be called on to eat some innings for sure. Okay. So that's it for Kurt Young. He goes by the wayside. And Joel Skinner gets the 2-run single. And Wayne Tollison is going to come on. Lamp, I'm not even worried about his hold rating because they're not going to steal any bases up by the score. So Tollison. Whoa, got hop and dice again. What's up with that? 6-5, switcher to batting left. It's a strikeout. So Lamp comes in and strikes him out to end the inning. 2 more runs come in. And we'll get the gory details. Gory details of what happened to Kurt Young. Kurt Young's going to go 2 2/3 innings. He's going to give up 5 hits and 7 runs. Walks 4, didn't strike anybody out, so definitely had control issues. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and boy, the happiest guy in the building is probably Tommy John. He can relax and just pitch now. Got a 7-1 lead to work with. Hello, Chuck. 7-1 ball game. And just think Oakland had a 1-0 lead in the first, but that hasn't lasted long. And here's Alfredo Griffin back to the top of the order. For Griffin, he singled and scored his first time up. Justin, I kept getting this message. That ring light's going to be a pain in the ass. I kept getting this message about saying stream could not be created. I'll just keep messing it up here. Get in line here. Saying stream could not be created. I tried on the 5th time. I finally tried it. 4 times I had Strat-O-Matic in the title. It wouldn't let me do it. The 5th time I put the explicative thing in there and it took. So I don't know. Maybe there's something with Strat-O-Matic. Maybe there's a pointer there with somebody. Maybe Hal Richmond's got something going on here that we don't know about. I don't know. All right. Here is Griffin. 3-4. And that's a ballpark single check. 1-3, though. And that's going to be a pop out to short. 1 out. And that'll bring up Carney Lansford. I'm going to try next video I do, I'm going to try it without Strat-O-Matic in the title and see if I have any problems. I'll just put like Demolition League or something and not put Strat-O-Matic. Here's Lansford. 5-6, and that's a fly to center field. Ricky will put it away. 2 down. For Jose Canseco, he had a RBI ground out his first time up. 3-4, and 3-5 would have been a home run, but 3-4 just a ground ball to Tollison to end the inning. So Dennis Lamp struck out the only batter he faced in the previous inning, so he's back. And he's looking to give him some innings, eat some innings, try to get him to the 7th. That's his goal, is to pitch the 4th, 5th, and the 6th. If they can get him to make it to the 7th, that would certainly help them out a lot. 1-7 for Ricky. That's a 1-2 double. 16 means he will fly to center field for Javier. 1 away. And yes, I am looking into either XSplit, OBS, or StreamYard as an alternative. I'm just not technically savvy. That's part of my problem. 6-5 as a fly to left. That's 2 down. And here's Don Mattingly. He has actually not done well. He's 0 for 2. With all this hitting, he's 0 for 2. 2-8, but now he's against a righty. Still doesn't matter. He grounds to first. McGuire takes to the bag, and that's going to end the inning. So Mattingly's off to a slow start for the season compared to his real world. And Dennis Lamp goes 1, 2, 3. He's retired all 4 he has faced. And now we go to the bottom of the 4th. Mark McGuire. Oh, is that what it is? He's afraid you're going to take screenshots of all the cards? Is that what the deal is with that? Yeah, that's for the computer, but that's just my webcam. It's not my other stuff. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that using another camera source. I didn't see any place in there for me to switch camera sources. So I'm going to have to figure all that stuff out. Like I said, I might need a crash course in technology, streaming technology. Probably watch some YouTube videos or something. I don't know. It's usually what I want to. That's usually what I do when I don't know something, is go to YouTube and see if somebody's doing a thing on it. All right, here's a 4-10, and that's going to be a catcher X. Skinner's a 2E4. That's a 2 and a 5. 2 and a 5 for a catcher. I got to get back to the catcher stuff here. 2 and 5 for the catcher. 2 and a 5 for a catcher. It's a P/P. Nobody's on base, so don't have to worry about a pass ball or anything. That's an 11, and he is an E4. There is no 11, so it is a pop out. 1 away. Get back to here. Get over here. Where'd you go? Pop out. 1 down for Ron Say. 6-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. Willie Randolph, a 2E17. 2 and a 13 is good all day long. E17 and a 12. E17, there is no 12, so Willie Randolph will make that play. Ron Say is retired, and he should have retired a long time ago because 87 was awful. Probably should have retired in 85. All right, here's Mike Davis. 6-10, and that's a 1-17 double. So Mike Davis will get a 2-out double. Despite him being left-handed, he hasn't had any problems with the left-handed Tommy John. He's gotten 2 hits. And here comes Steinbach. Steinbach, your batter. 5-6, and that's going to be a fly to center field that Ricky puts away. And that's going to do it for the A's. So we go to the top of the 5th. Still a 7-1 ball game. Yeah, I would agree, Jeff. I think any game company person would love to get as much exposure as they could get for their game. So obviously I'm not the only one playing Strat-O-Matic, but if you could get it out there, that's your best commercial to me, is seeing someone play it and enjoy it. So I don't see how they could do anything with that. I think it's just a coincidence myself. 3-6, and that's going to be a ground ball to short for Winfield. He's out of there, 1 away. And that'll send up Gary Ward. Ward is 0 for 1 with a walk. 6-10, and that's a ground ball third base X. That's Lansford. He is a 3E8. 3 to 9. He'll get to that E8 and a 10. There's no 10. There's no arrow on the 10s. on an E8, so that's a good play. 2 down. Carney Lansford took care of that. That's 6 in a row retired by Dennis Lamp since he's come into the game. He's brought some stability back, but it's probably too little too late. Here's Kittle, 4-8. And as soon as I say that, Kittle gets a base hit. So Kittle's 2 for 3. And that will bring up did I get the right? Interesting, Alex. I remember a little bit about 1987 music, but not a whole lot. All right, here is Len Cicada. Cicada, 5-7. 5-7, ground ball second base X. We're going to Gallego. He's a 3 E32. 3 and 19 is good. E32 and a 12. E32 and a 12. E32. There's an 11 and a 15, but no 12. So Gallego will make the play to end the inning. And that takes care of Len Cicada and the Yankees. But the Yankees still hold a commanding 7-1 lead going to the bottom of the 5th. And Tommy John just kind of plugging along there very easily, chalantly, with not a whole lot going on. Hey, Tim, since you're here, Tribe fan, Clee baseball fan, just out of curiosity, I know I got this from you about using the 3-1 put out on X plays and ground ball C's. Is that something you came up with, or did you see somebody else suggest that, or see it on a video somewhere, or did you just say, hey, that'd be a good idea to do it this way? Because I like it. I just didn't know the genesis of it. Here's Javier, 6-8. 1-6 is a double. 17, though, will be a single for Stan Javier. And do they really want to run down 7-1? Why not? He needs a 2, 4, 5, or 6. Oh, 11. He almost got to 12 to get picked off. Good thing he get picked off. That would have been rough to get picked off first base when you're losing 7-1. Yeah, no, Tenacious. I thought Tenacious got it from you though, so I don't know. It doesn't matter where it came from. It's a good idea. I mean, I was just curious where it initially started from. Here's Gallego. 3-8 lefty. 1-5 is a double. Anything else is a single. That's a 4. It's a 2-star double, so Javier will have to stop at third base. But now second and third, nobody out. Maybe the A's can rally. Alfredo Griffin, of course, the infield's back for the Yankees. They need outs. Alfredo Griffin, 1 for 2. 5-8. That's a fly ball right field beat. It'll be a sacrifice fly for Alfredo Griffin as Javier will come in to score on that fly ball B. Winfield had no chance to throw him out. The A's cut the lead to 7-2. And that'll bring up Carney Lansford with Gallego at second and 1 away. Lansford, 1-8, and that's a pop up to third. That's not going to help the cause. Cicada is there, 2 away. And now it's down to Jose Canseco in a clutch situation. Canseco is 0 for 2. For 3. That's a walk. It's going to put runners at first and second and pass the baton to McGuire. Boy, a 3-run home run right now would put the A's right back in this ballgame. McGuire is 0 for 2. 6-11. That's a ballpark single check, 1-3, but that's an 8, so he's going to end up lining it short. And the A's will leave 2 on base. They only get 1 across the plate. At the end of 5, it's 7-2 Yankees. Start the top of the 6th, Dennis Lamp. This will be his 3rd inning, so he'll be subject to fatigue starting this inning. See what he can do. facing Joel Skinner. 6-7. Ground ball shortstop backs. Alfredo Griffin's a 2E29. 2 and a 17 is good. E29 and a 13. Shortstop, E29. There's an 11. 3, 17, and 18, but no 13. So Alfredo Griffin will throw out Skinner for out number 1. And that'll bring up Wayne Tollison. Tollison is 0 for 1 with a walk. 1-3. He's going to ground it to first. McGuire will take it to the bag. 2 down. Or Ricky Henderson. So they might get an extra in it. They might let Lamp go through the 7th inning. Maybe they'll let him finish the game. That's a possibility. He pitches well. 2-8, and that's a walk to Ricky. That's not good for Ricky. Ricky's going to try to steal no matter what the score is because he's just Ricky. So 6 or 7, he gets the lead. I call it a pickoff, Alex, but it's basically the same thing. I mean, he's out, but you can frame it any way you want. I just choose to call it a pickoff. Makes more sense to me to call it a pickoff because he's trying to get the lead. Ricky, 6 or 7. He gets the 7. He gets the lead. 19 being held to 17. Dennis Lamp plus 4. So that's going to make it a 21. So with Steinbach at T8, they may not even throw through because you need a 20 to get him out, but they're going to throw through anyway. And he's safe. So Ricky Henderson's going to make it on the stolen base. That plus 4 from Lamp was not, he didn't think anybody would steal, but he didn't know Ricky. Ricky's going to pad his stats no matter what because that's just Ricky being Ricky, like Manny being Manny. So here's Willie Randolph. 4-5, and that's a fly to right to end the inning. So Dennis Lamp will come back for the 7th. He has pitched very well in relief. Kept the Yankees at bay, but the offense from Oakland has not done much with Tommy John. This is Tommy John's fatigue inning, though, number 6. So keep an eye on that. Ron Say, the pitiful Ron Say, is batting. 111, and he's going to draw a base on balls. That's probably the best thing he can do. At least gets on base somehow. Can't run, but he can waddle like a penguin. So he walks. Here comes Mike Davis. Davis is 2 for 2, single and a double. 2-5, and that's a ground ball shortstop A. That'll be a 6-4-3 tailor-made double play, and that will thwart any chance the A's thought they might have had at getting back in this game in this inning, because now there's 2 out spaces clear, and Tommy John's not going to let that opportunity get past him. Here's Steinbach. 2-5, and that's a ground ball to third to end the inning. So Tommy John will come back for the 7th inning. He's still got some juice left in him as well. We played 6 here in Oakland, and it is a 7-2 lead for the Yankees. Lamp is out. Will face Mattingly, Winfield, and Ward. 5-5. That's a base hit for Mattingly. He needed one. He's been struggling, so he needed that base hit. Here's Winfield. Winfield has walked twice. That's a 1, so chance of a wild pitch on Lamp. And we go to the computer to get the wild pitch rating. Because Strat didn't seem fit to put it on the card. It's a 14. So 1 to 14, he uncorks one. And he does. So Mattingly will take second on the wild pitch. And that Winfield now steps in. He's 0 for 1. 2 walks and 2 runs scored. 4-6, and that's going to be a single to right field. Mattingly, not running all that well, will hold, especially with Mike Davis's -2 arm and nobody out. They will hold him with the runners on the corners. And now Dennis Lamp has just gotten tired. So they're going to let him pitch to Ward, but after that, they're going to have a bullpen activity. And let's see who they're going to go to. Who's got the most rest? Let's see. It's a whole bunch of right-handers still coming up, so I think they're going to go to Eckersley just to get him some work because he hasn't pitched in a while. So Dennis Eckersley loosening the bullpen. Here's Winfield. 3-11, and that's a ballpark blast. It's only a 1-5. It will be a sacrifice fly, though, to left field. So, actually, no, it shouldn't have been Winfield. It should have been Ward. My bad. Ward's batting, not Winfield. 3-11 for Ward. It's a fly ball right field B ? So it's not going to be an automatic sacrifice fly because it's the question mark. And Mattingly with the 12, not all that great as a runner, especially with that -2 arm. So they're actually going to hold him there. And that's going to be it for Lamp. Getting too iffy for Lamp, so they will pull him and bring in Eckersley. So Eckersley will be coming on to face Ron Kittle. Get the numbers on Eckersley. Let me make sure nobody else has more work they need. Gene Nelson's about the same. Leaper, a little bit overworked. Howell, definitely overworked. So Eckersley will be coming on. Eckersley on the replay, 3-2 with 7 saves, a 3.04 earned run average, 27 hits, 27 innings pitched, 18 hits, 7 walks, and 21 strikeouts. So Eckersley will be on, and we'll do the numbers on Lamp when the inning is over. Eckersley will be coming on to face Ron Kittle. Eckersley a -2 hold for him. So Eckersley facing Kittle with 1 out and runners at the corners. Infield looking for the double play ball. 2-9 for Kittle. And that's a ballpark blast. It's a 1-5. That's a 12. It'll be a sacrifice fly. Sacrifice fly to left field by Ron Kittle. That run is charged to Lamp. It is now 8-2 Yankees. And that'll bring up Len Sakata. He's 0 for 3. For 9, and that's a strikeout for Eckersley, out number 3 to end the inning. But the Yankees pick up another run, and they lead it now 8-2. And we'll get the numbers on Lamp now that he's done. He was extinguished, but he gave him some good innings. That's all that mattered to Oakland. He goes 3 2/3. 3 hits and a run. Not bad outing at all. 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and they'll have Eckersley finish out the game. Save the rest of their bullpen. So Tommy John back out. He only gave up 1 walk in his fatigue inning, so he's got juice left. And it'll be Javier. Possibly a pinch hitter for Gallego because we can pinch hit now that we're in the 7th. But Gallego just doubled his last time, so we'll probably let him hit. Javier, 5-7. Right-handed, that's a base hit. So Javier is 2 for 3. Now the Yankee bullpen might start to stir just a bit. Javier will be held but won't go anywhere. And here is Gallego, not down 8-2. They're not. Here is Gallego. 4-4. That's a ballpark single. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4-4 is a ballpark single check. It's only 1-3. So that is a fly out to center field for out number 1. 1 down, and that's going to bring up Griffin, shortstop. (6-2), switch hitter batting right-handed. Ground ball pitcher B. That'll be a fielder's choice. So it's going to go 1-4 as Randolph takes the throw at second base. Fielder's choice. 2 down for Carney Lansford. And if they can get 7 innings out of John, they'll probably cap him at 7 innings. 5-6. That's a fly to center. That'll do it. And that'll do it for TJ. He's going to go 7 innings. Did very well for himself. 7 innings, only allowing 2 runs. And a total of 8 hits. And he's certainly in line to improve his record to 3-2, where Kurt Young would drop to 4 and 3. To do it for the Yankees, it'll be Skinner, Tollison, and Henderson to face Eckersley. In the top of the 8th. Get the full numbers on Tommy John just to get his walks and strikeouts. Tommy John. 2 walks and 1 strikeout. Not really a strikeout pitcher, but he got outs. That's all he needed. The only guy he struck out was Steinbach in the 2nd. So we go to the 8th. It'll be Joel Skinner, Wayne Tollison, and Ricky Henderson. 8-2 Yankees. Firmly in control. 5-4, and that's going to be a strikeout for Eckersley. 1 away, and here's Tollison. 5-7, switcher to batting left. That's a ground ball, second base X. We're looking at Gallego. 3E32. All right, Ernest, take care. 3E32. 3 and a 9 is good. E32 and a 16 is questionable. E32. Nope, there's a 15, 17, and 18, but no 16. So Gallego manages to make the play. 2 quick outs. And that sends us to the top of the order for Ricky. Eckersley, the cagey veteran. Well, if this is real baseball, they'd probably throw at Ricky right now for stealing a base when they were up by so much. But Eckersley with that pinpoint control probably won't do that. 6-5, he strikes him out instead. That's kind of the best revenge you can get. And it takes care of the Yankees. Go to the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher coming on for New York. Not sure who it's going to be yet. We'll figure out who needs to work out of the bullpen. With a lead like this, you can bring in anybody you want. It's not really going to matter. Let's see. Well, really, they're all kind of overworked a little bit. They're going to go with Pat Clements, the left-hander. Keep the left-hander factory going here with Pat Clements. Clements was 3 and 3 of the .495 earned run average real world. In the replay, Clements is 0 and 1 with 3 saves, 4.63 earned run average, 23 innings pitched, 23 hits, 9 walks, and 12 strikeouts. So he has taken some of the saves away from Righetti. Righetti has blown quite a few saves in the replay, so that's probably why. -3 for Clements and 0 for Skinner. Not that Oakland's going to run, but just so we have it. All right, so leading off will be Jose Canseco. Hold on, let me see what you just said here, Jeff. Hold on. Could you announce plans for next broadcast? Well, the next broadcast I plan to do is tonight around 9 o'clock, maybe 9:15, Demolition League game between Minnesota and Oakland. That's my plan, if YouTube will cooperate. That's a big if. Big if. All right, here's Canseco. 5-5 against Clements. That's a fly to center. Ricky Henderson puts it away, 1 down. A couple of prima donnas in this game, Jose Canseco and Ricky Henderson. Here's McGuire. 5-2, and that's a fly ball to right, 2 down. And that'll send us to pitiful Ron Say, but you know what? It's a 8-2 game, so what's the point of pinch hitting? Might as well get him his at-bats now and get him out of the way. 6-10, ground ball third base X, that's Sakata. It's a 3E34. 3-5, he might get a hit off the defensive chart, which is amazing. 3-5, nope, it's a ground ball G3, so he's not out of the woods yet. 15 and an E34. E34, there's an error right there on Sakata. I'm sorry, it's a third base, not shortstop, it's third base. What am I doing? E34, third base. And that is a 15. And it's still going to be an error. An error on Sakata. E5. Sakata boots it. And that'll send up Mike Davis. who was 2 for 3. (6-4), and that's a catcher X. We're looking at Joel Skinner. He's a 2E4. 2 and a 7. Could be interesting. 2 and a 7 is a P/P. That's a 5, though. It's a rare play. I'm going to bring my rare playbook out. Rare playbook is coming out. Or not my book, my little what do you call it? My little beta version of rare plays. And the play was a P/P. So we go over here to P/P. It says if runners on, okay, runners are on, okay. If runners on, visiting catcher allows a pass ball. So it's going to be a pass ball because they are the visitors. Not even going to check his pass ball rating on Clemens. We're just going to go straight to the pass ball because the visitors are in the field. So it is a pass ball. So Davis still at the plate with Say now at second base. 1-4, struck him out to end the inning. Nothing doing for Oakland. We go to the 9th. Still Yankees comfortably in front 8-2. Eckersley to finish out the game. So obviously the next game, Lamp and Eckersley will both be unavailable, but the rest of the bullpen will be well rested for the A's rather. So that's the plan, is to keep the rest of the bullpen rested. Here's Willie Randolph. 6-10. That's a ground ball. Third base X. That's Lansford. He's a 3E8. 3-12. We'll get to it. Another rare play. So I'm going right back to my rare play thing here. So third base rare. Let's see. He's a 3 and a 12. That is a G2. So we're going to the G2 rare play, and we'll see what happens on a G2 rare play. If runner on first, well, there's no runners on first. Let's see here. If home team is batting, fielder caught daydreaming and being back at home as ball gets by for a single. So it's going to be a single. It's not going to be a single because the home team's not batting. So in this case, Carney Lansford was not daydreaming. So he does get there and make the play. So that's going to be an out. But had the Yankees been in the field, that would have been a base hit. But Lansford was already at home, was not dreaming about home, so he made the play. Here's Mattingly. 5-11. That's a ballpark blast. But again, it's only a 1-5, but that's a 4. This time Mattingly connects. A 2-run home run off Dennis Eckersley. Don Mattingly, a 5-11 ballpark blast. That's a 5. Double die is a 4. And Don Mattingly may be coming out of his slump. He singled his last time up, and now he homers. Solo shot. I said 200 homer by mistake. Solo shot for Mattingly. That is his 6th home run of the season, RBI number 24. And the Yankees extend the lead to 9-2. Here's Winfield. 3-4 for Winfield. He lines it right to Gallego. 2 down. Tim, I've got something like that already, pretty much similar to that anyway. Where did I put it? Oh, yeah, F3. It says, with less than 2 outs, fielder makes catch but thinks it's the 3rd out, tosses ball into seats for fan souvenir. All runners advance 1 base. So I think Strat-O-Matic has something similar to that on theirs already, somewhat in that nature. But yeah, I was with you on that. I was thinking something along those lines. Gary Ward, 4-8 on Eckersley, is a strikeout to end the inning. But the home run from Mattingly gives the Yankees a 9-2 lead going to the bottom of the 9th. For Pat Clements, we'll get the numbers on Eckersley before we move on to the bottom of the 9th. Let's get the numbers on Eckersley. He went 3 innings, I believe, or close to 3 innings. Let me see here. Eckersley, he went 2 2/3, actually. 2 2/3. Gave up one hit, which was the home run to Mattingly, nothing else. No walks, 4 strikeouts. So he had a fine outing as well. All right, it'll be Steinbach, Javier, and Gallego due up against Pat Clements, bottom of the 9th. Hey, Rob, I haven't seen you in ages. Rob, exclamation point, is still to date the only person I've met in real life from YouTube, because he is also from Virginia and he was passing through where I live. So that was years ago, and actually on his channel there's a video of it. But like I said, that was moons ago, seemingly moons ago anyway. All right, here's Steinbach. That's a 2-4, and he's going to fly to center field for out number 1. 1 down, and that brings up Javier. Yankees looking to go 24-14. 3-2 is a ground ball to short. I'm sorry, 3-2 is a pop up to second. 2 down. 1 out away from ending this one, and might as well get Mike Gallego to end it, right? 3-6, and he does. He flies to center, and that's going to do it for the A's. The Yankees win. Yankees win 9-2. Clements gives up nothing. He got a strikeout, but gave up nothing else for his trouble. So for the Yankees, both teams got, let's see, the Yankees got 9 hits to go with their 9 runs. The A's got, yeah, I'm a tall dude, right? Yeah. 5'7"3/4 if I'm lucky. Let's see, 2 runs and 8 hits for the A's. The Yankees committed the only error, and that was Sakata's error in the 8th. Winning pitcher was Tommy John. He goes to 3-2. Losing pitcher Kurt Young, he drops to 4-3. Oakland drops to 21-16. Yankees improve to 24-14. And let's see what the box score gives me, anything of interest that I might have overlooked. Let's take a look here. Home runs in the game. The only one was Don Mattingly, his 6th, and he hit that in the 9th inning. Let's see, anything else going on that's interesting out there? Not really. Ricky Henderson did have 3 runs batted in. He had that bases loaded triple. That was in the 2nd inning when they scored 5 runs. So player of the game is probably going to be Tommy John, because he went 7 innings and shut the A's down pretty well. Thank you guys. You're all welcome. I enjoy doing it, except for the beginning part where where YouTube screws me up. Don't worry, I will change the title of this video right after I finish this. So I won't keep that title out there. I will change it to a standard title that I usually use. So I won't be doing all that. So if I'm up to it, the 3rd stream of the night will be around 9 o'clock tonight, 9:15, somewhere in that neighborhood. It'll be the Demolition League game between the Minnesota Twins and the Oakland A's from Oakland. Again, we'll be back in Oakland. We don't have to go anywhere. We're right here, except we're going to shoot ahead 37 years to 2024. So hope you all are having a nice afternoon on this Wednesday. And hey, DJ from the left coast, there you are. I'll be on around 9 Eastern, 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 your time, I guess, DJ, tonight if you want to watch more Strat on the Demolition League. And I will change the title of the video, so I'm not going to leave it up there with that kind of writing in the title. I will go ahead and change it once I close out the video. So let me go and do that so I can make the change now. But game 252 is in the books here in the Demolition League, and May 18th is in the books. The next game will be May 19th. And let me see what that next game will be. As we finish May 18th and look at the standings, Yankees, I'm sorry, I mistakenly said the Yankees were in first place. They're actually in 3rd place. Toronto and Milwaukee are tied for first place, but the Yankees pulled within 1 game now. They're 24-14. Milwaukee is 23-11. Toronto is 24-12. Oakland with the loss, their lead drops to 1.5 games over the White Sox. They're actually tied in the loss column, but they have 3 more wins. White Sox 18-16. So that's where we stand in the standings. Now looking at the schedule in this replay, the May 19th games. We've got Baltimore and Seattle, Boston and Kansas City, Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Texas, Minnesota at Cleveland, Yankees at Oakland, Toronto at California. Obviously, not going to do a Yankees in Oakland. We just did that. Looking at the pitching matchups, Texas and Detroit is a possibility. You got Frank Tanana against Ed Correa. We just did Boston KC, so I don't really want to do a repeat of them. Minnesota and Cleveland would be interesting. Les Straker against Ken Schramm. And Toronto and California would be interesting also. Dave Steve and Don Sutton. So there's a couple choices. Maybe I'll do more than one. I don't know yet. Okay. Cool, DJ. Appreciate anybody that will put up with listening to me for any length of time. Makes it more interesting for me when there's actually people out there. So, again, hope you enjoyed this presentation of Strat-O-Matic. The rant is at least temporarily over, and hopefully next time I try to put a video out there, I'll see if it'll let me go on the first try or not. And I try not to be mad at YouTube as much as I can, but it's going to be hard. It's going to definitely be hard, but I am looking at alternate ways to stream on YouTube, not straight to YouTube, but maybe through a third party, like a StreamYard or an OBS. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road. Have a great day, everybody.